Okay, hello and welcome to the continuation of the Guild Wars storyline. So we've only got two things left, of course. We have portals and swords, which is going to be a pretty big amount of fun. I actually quite enjoy playing portal storylines normally, and sword looks like it's going to be the kind of climax bringer, so it's going to really ramp it up until we get into that second half of kind of the Guild War story, where we're probably going to see the actual Guild War, which will be really cool, as the Guild War story, unlike the previous Shadowverse story, is a lot more in depth. Seems like there's a lot more going on and a lot more fun to it, as it's really just finally piecing things together and getting things to where they need to be for that awesome climax that we're going to reach. So these videos do typically be a bit long, so if you want to sit and watch the whole thing, go for it. If you don't, that's completely fine. You can watch parts or however you want, as it's just a bit of fun for me to cover these as we go, as not many YouTubers tend to cover the full stories all in one video, so why not get right into it with Portal. I plan on taking an Omen portal and an Artifact portal and kind of alternate between the two and see which one does the best. Purgation, always the pretty basic of the storylines, as it's very simple. And of course I accidentally clicked the wrong button, because when you click that it actually disappears and just gives you the full view.
These 8 wills, these disturbers of serenity.
They pretty much just go through and talk repeatedly. There's usually nothing too exciting in Purgation. New Purgation, now that's something different. Yuwan should have a very unique outlook on this whole thing, because he is from another world to begin with. So this should be pretty interesting. Yuwan finds himself in unfamiliar land after traversing worlds. Noticing this has been separated from the others, and with the dimensional travel closed off, Yuwan suspects Nerva wants them in this world. So probably going to take control first. It's going to make them a little bit slower games, but I think that's fine.
Damn it, Nerva. You interfered. You give yourself the title of Purgation, but you don't do a thing yourself. You hide in the shadows, toying with people. But why'd you bring us here? This world's the spitting image of the other. There are other worlds that could doom us. White-hot hells. Islands frozen at absolute zero. Worlds like that.
Wow, that gives us a whole new look.
These rows of buildings. The quiet bustle. It's all so normal. The magic seeping deep into me. Did she make a mistake? No. Dimensional travel's closed off. She really wants us here. Then there must be something here. Something that could annihilate us. An artificial life form. It's well made.
See, he has such a unique outlook. Like, none of the others knew what this thing was. He immediately off the cusp knows exactly what that thing is and knows that it's well made. So cool.
Intelligence. Does Nerva want me to fight this? Unlikely. Looks like the product of some kind of failed experiment. I'll put it out of
He's definitely the smartest of all the characters so far, which is very impressive. Although not difficult. I mean, look at the characters we've got.
This world's magic doesn't seem bad. Let's put it to the test.
I still love this backdrop, and I can't wait until it becomes one that we can use in the rotation unlimited formats. It's always a fun one. Destruction Reframe is very useful, and we've got some decent startup cards here. I actually quite enjoy Inspired Inventor and Wind Up. They're quite nice cards. I think because we're going to be taking the initiative for aggression here, we want to go the more aggressive route with Hazardous Invention. I'm a little disappointed I can't use Hamlin. That's kind of shitty. Put 2 into your hand. I could go for that and then clear this. Though it does seem like a little bit of a waste. Not that I've got too many big options here. So we'll just hit face pretty casually. No need to really worry at this stage. It's nothing too severe to go up against. And Bone Bug shouldn't be a problem. At least this also gives Hamlin a target now. Waltzing Fairy. Another Fairy. And this time we actually have an Evo chance, so that's not too bad. Although, since we did draw into probably the best card we possibly could at this point for turn 4, we should be pretty set. I don't think the AI could easily counter Destruction in white and Destruction in black. The main problem is if they're super aggressive, we could then have trouble. And being a Forest Shadow deck and Blood, wow, okay, so they're actually 3 crafts here smashed together. Sometimes I don't remember if they're all like this, where they're all 3 crafts, but this one is, so that's interesting. How do we want to play this? We're going to play off the puppet, I think, and go that way for now. So we can easily kill this off. We'll take the Evo option, get rid of the Bone Bug as well, wipe their board, and just set up face. If they happen to clear these, we're actually going to have Destruction in white to back us up, so that should be pretty comfortable. And since we are going to be in Resonance, Wind Up is actually going to be useful. So I'm hoping they kill off the 4-2. That would be beneficial, but guess my luck's not quite there. So we can actually go for the double Wind Up here, which looks good. That will bring it down to 4, and then these guys to finish it off will bring it right down. And it sucks that I have to use an evolve this way. Well, I don't have to, but I think this is the best way to do it from where we are. Now we have black, and we can use Destructive Reframe very, very easily on a massive board scale instead of just a small one. Plus, I mean, it won't take us long to get Destruction in black going. Oh, this looks good. This looks like an okay board to actually take out. Banish an amulet, gain +3/+3 if there are no amulets. So we can either banish this thing and completely stall them out, or take Destructive and just completely swarm them. It does mean this doesn't quite go off yet, but it is very close. We're definitely going to have it next turn, I think. As long as their hand doesn't get too crazy, we should actually have won this. Perfect. It's actually going to work out really nicely. Heartless Battle. And this isn't a bad card either, as far as options go. Mainly because I don't need this to be pumped up too hard. Mainly just need to go face as much as I could. And that frees up our board slot pretty easily. We can then bring Destruction in black down to 1 and be pretty set. That's if we don't flat out win next turn. Which doesn't look like we're going to quite get there. So I definitely want to use this. I'll take that out. I mean, it's not going to hurt to do it this way. And we'll set ourselves up. There we go. Just fine. Just where we wanted at this stage. And that'll be game next turn, regardless of what they do, pretty much. Unless they can banish this, of course, which shouldn't be super easy for them. As always, I will leave the decks I use for these battles in the description below so you can find them very easily. I have made videos on these decks, so they shouldn't be too hard to understand if you've watched those. And if you haven't, you can always go back and check them out. But these battles aren't exactly difficult, but with this deck, they might be a little more time consuming. Although that wasn't too bad considering.
Seems I thought right. High density and good quality. Mages born into this world are lucky. Now, first thing to look for them.
Yet again, you wander
Ooh, here we go.
aimlessly.
Nerva!
You who disturb serenity. You who oppose the keepers.
What happened to purgation? What made you hide in fear? You're not worthy of the name.
All is as nature dictates. It matters not what you do. All is in vain. Miserable. Wretched.
I'll hunt you down and destroy you with my bare hands. That's a promise.
The pathetic vessel has gone mad. Fate shall reach you, cretin.
Cool your head. Don't get caught up in her word games. There's no point. Don't try to figure her out. That's too inefficient. You just go on until you reach her. There's no rush. First, track down the others.
He truly is the smartest, by far. And I'm really interested to see where his story takes us, because he's a pretty big mystery, right up there with Sword at the moment. Erica's storyline is a pretty big mystery as to what she's been doing in the behind the scenes. Other than the few fights you see her with other characters, we know she's going back on a kind of assassin-y type stuff, but we don't really know what they're doing in the behind the scenes, which is what kind of looks like the spark of the war. Here he is, Formond.
Plain to see he's formidable. I've been through worlds, many worlds. I've never seen another man like him. Then again, vampires were only the stuff of daydreams there. Urias Formond. Let's see what you can do. You're not like the vampires I knew. You walk in the sunlight and you laugh.
One becomes accustomed after a millennium or so. Now, what do you want?
Millennium, like, he's been alive a long time.
Your power and thirst will unbalance this world. Your ideas and mine are incompatible. Simply put, you're a threat.
Then why did you grant me the power to cross worlds?
He's astute. Ruthless force isn't his only virtue. I thought you needed that power to triumph, to defeat the Keeper.
I see. You wish me to be docile whenever I am not fighting the Keeper. That is naive of you indeed.
It's true. I did underestimate Urias. When fighting him, you wager your life.
There are three problems confronting you. The first is that you rely on my power. The second is that you believe you could control me. The last is that you ever appeared before me.
Activate.
I have wanted to test your power.
So, you see me as someone else to fight?
You would not shrink from battle.
Never.
If you would control me, then first demonstrate your thirst for victory.
Urias is such an interesting character too. Out of the, like, all the characters in this story, between Urias and Yuwan, they're probably my most followed and most enjoyable ones, as far as the actual storyline goes. They've got such deep characterization to them now.
I will test you.
While the other characters aren't bad, I just feel like they're all very, like, light-hearted and very tropey. They're not very interesting outside of that. I mean, they've all got backstories, which does give some interest, but they just don't feel as characterized, I guess, trying to say. Alright, it's going to be a rough start by the looks of it. Silver Chain Disciple, okay, I can handle that, I think, with a nice little flower doll. And Crazy Executioner, seems rough. So we can wipe this board, although it's going to cost us. But I think I'm fine with that at this point. As since they have dealt damage to themselves, we're actually in the lead slightly. And that's a very easy thing to kill off. Not that we need to, but I feel like it's worth it. So there's not much else I can actually do. I really need a draw here. Fortunately, that's not the draw we need. At least Scarecrow can't hit face. That's one of the big advantages we have over this right now. Since it can only attack the enemy, it can't attack the enemy leader, so it can only hit our follower, which is actually ideal. I'd rather it hit the follower here. Mainly, we're just gonna kind of buy our time as much as we kind of can. Another destruction card. Straight out of Portal Craft Follower or Amulet without countdown. So if I can build up a decent decent thing here. We should be okay. So I can freely sacrifice that. It didn't really get us anywhere, so that's a bit disappointing. And Servant of Destruction doesn't look like it's going to be super helpful either, but we don't have many options here, so I'm going to have to take that and hope it gets a decent hit on the 2-2. Unfortunately it doesn't, so it didn't save us the Evo, but I mean, it does wipe this board out, which is reasonably fair. And we've definitely got a way to go about this. I just need to have a long enough time to hold off with these. Which should be pretty easy, honestly, as Blood right now, in the state that Eurus is playing with, it doesn't look like it's going to be able to stock its hand very easily. So for them, it's just a buying time game, which is fine. We don't really have anything else to play here. I have a way I can do this, but I don't really like it. It's definitely not the way I want to do this. Yeah, didn't really get us anywhere. We've got an okay hand, it's just we're lacking any of the big kind of things we could use. I'm actually okay with this though. Because as far as this goes, we're actually pretty fine. So I can easily wipe the board. That looks to be an option I should probably go for here. That'll buy us some time. Burning that card really wasn't an issue here. At least not yet. And we've got a chance to use Hamlin, which I'm actually okay with. Just debating on how this should be handled, and I'm going to go this way. We'll go again for the destruction. We're definitely playing the aggressive card here. And we'll hold on to the amulets in case we need them. Which at this point we really don't. Now we don't really have much in the way of draw, which is a little disappointing. Since this is only to a random enemy follower, these are also quite useless. There's really nothing else I can do here other than just play them out to the board. I mean, at least we can build our board up, which is actually fairly decent. I'd rather build our board up than do nothing at least. Go face with that one, and we'll just use this. Problem solved. Alright, more than set up. We didn't really need to do it, but I wanted to get more onto the board, and the best way to get these onto the board is to destroy something that doesn't matter. I don't think Dark Feast Bat could kill us. Nope, only at 4, so that was not an issue at all. Our only real problem from here would be dealing with the Dark Feast Bat, which I'm thinking is just an amulet option to throw down. I mean, we could play the Destructive Refrain, but it's not really going to do much because we can't quite make enough damage out of it, no matter how we really go about this. So we may as well just end there. We've protected our life. There's no way they should be able to really draw anything that could kill us. All they could really do would be buy some time, and it probably wouldn't be enough. And that gives us the game. So it wasn't a hard fight, it's just a matter of, you know, wiping boards until you can pretty much set yourself up. Even without getting our Omen till like pretty much end game anyway. So that's okay.
This is just as I had hoped.
Their power's greater than I'd imagined. It's frightening, vampire. Melt into the shadows and disperse.
Take this!
Simple spells are broken easily enough. Why were all but you destroyed?
Why do you think that was so?
Those eyes are fearsome. They say I'll consume everything, swallow everything, everything that's out. Looking into your eyes, I can guess you can't be controlled without a sacrifice. Now's not the time. I'll You're a storm that thirsts.
Perhaps you are correct. Now I shall consume you and tear you to shreds.
No, you won't do any more.
What is wrong? This cannot be the end.
It's over. You're a storm, a natural phenomenon. You can't be shackled by it.
Foolishness! You cannot evade the battle with such words.
I'm doing no such thing. I'm admitting defeat.
Huh? You disappoint me.
So, once you admit defeat, he'll leave you alone. He's very much a man of dignity. I see why he was chosen from that world. But that dignity could crumble. He'd be fragile then, especially if he's just following his desires. That's how I once was. Darius, allow me to say this. You can disrupt the world's balance, but your own destruction will follow.
Then I can simply hope that my destruction is interfered.
I always love that line.
The power to upset balance brings destruction. Like back then. I'll turn this land around. I'll rule it all as king. That's why I need your power, Nerva.
No, that's what he was doing.
Suppose he treads the same path as I. I'd have no choice but to stop him.
He wanted to be king, rule,
For the next one.
and unfortunately never took advantage of him.
Keep her once, but her rejection isn't complete. The hearts of men are ever in motion. It's time to go.
Salvation, number 4. It's always a slow and steady progress making your way through these, but it's always worthwhile in the end. Plus decent rewards.
Good thing I found high ground. More of this world's visible up here. Canals. That's normal enough. But there are so many. Is there something hidden in this tranquil landscape? Is she planning to destroy it all? I won't allow this. Not again.
Thank you very much. May we meet again.
Yes, farewell.
There you are.
I love his teleportation skills, just jumping around.
There's something I want to ask you.
It is a great relief to see that you are well. And what might you want to ask?
I felt your intentions were true back then. That's why I fought alongside you.
Despite my summoning one of the keepers?
Yes. But about one of your actions, I don't have a clear answer yet. Why'd you help make that keeper retreat? Do you reject the keepers?
The liberation I seek cannot be brought about by
That voice change always throws me off.
Gaze is powerful, but it's not right. Eris and Thul, you just don't know the keepers. There are many keepers. There's Nexus of Serenity, Nerve of Purgation. What happens when another keeper appears? One that has the power you're looking for. And that question is not a fair one. And I know what I need to do. Nothing wrong with depending on someone great. Nothing at all. It's to do things I couldn't do alone. I want to save this land. So if you're there, gods, lend me your power.
He was basically in Eris's position.
Choose poorly and everything will become distorted. Everything would be lost. Just like me.
You and I...
No need to worry. I won't take your life. I'm only going to shackle you. I'll take your power and command it. At least in this world. Don't look so distraught. It's only natural to resist. Quit moving so much already. I don't want to hurt you needlessly.
Oh, that sounded wrong, didn't it? On so many levels. But it's fine. He's a good guy after all. He just wants to kill all the keepers.
You're just like me.
Alrighty.
It's only natural that you speak so.
I reckon by the next expansion, which is probably when we're going to see the end of this storyline, that's when we'll see the wrap-up, actually. So it'll basically be the whole year this storyline's been running, which is quite entertaining, honestly.
I will liberate
We pretty much get one every mini expansion and one every major expansion, and with the 8 characters we've got, that actually works out pretty perfectly. Omen of Destruction, Wind. So yeah, so we're not in Resonance, which means we'll be in Resonance for Wind Up. Then we can kind of just go into the Substitution. And then straight into the turn 4 play, which will actually be really good. You can't really get a much better play than this normally.
Place your faith in my blade.
Like, this is almost ideal for what you want as a setup.
This jewelry for you is...
And it looks like we're actually going to be able to take these out very easily. Great.
Show me how much you worship me.
And we should be out of Resonance at least next turn.
Me or the world, which is more of nobody else.
Which means we can't take full advantage of this, but we should be able to take at least partial advantage. So that'll bring this down to 7, at best 6. So we will be 1 short, which is just a little disappointing. Interesting. Heaven's Golem, is that just going to sit there? Because if it is, that's actually fine. Wow. Alright. So they brought that down to 6, which is actually perfect. Put 2 puppets into our hand, but I do want to kill this off. So I can't easily do this, which disappoints me a little bit. Suppose I can go into Flower Doll, and then into Wind Up, and use both. And that will also drop our Destruction down, which is actually okay. I just would have liked to have got double out of that Wind Up. It does mean we get to set though Destruction and Wind Up next turn. Pretty easily. Okay, they're definitely not going to be lacking card draw. Okay, and we want some more cards. Alright, I don't have a solution on how I kill this 4-6. Not yet anyway. Heartless Battle will do it, but not yet. Guardsworn Wall, so that's going to be annoying if they get an amulet down. It's a little disappointing there. Still not the end of things though. We're definitely still fine. So I can take advantage of Lloyd here with a quick Evo. That'll probably get rid of both of these fairly easily, which is actually a fairly decent positive. Because I reckon they'll use the 4-5 here to trade into the 3-4. Pretty predictable for the bots. And we should actually be fine to set up against this. I mean, we'll take a little bit of damage here. Mainly because I can't get rid of the Heaven's Golem. But that's actually fine. As I can pretty easily take advantage of this. So that's actually okay. Probably even go for a couple of draws here, since we've got the extra points. I'm going to be healing anyway. So I can't think of anything too crazy that would win them the game. Outside of just dropping Lapis, that is, which would absolutely cripple me, but... this should actually be way more than fine. So now we stop the targeting of any effects using Lloyd. But I want to play something else first, which is fine, so we'll do that. Go face for at least 1 damage, as it makes it harder for them to heal right back up. So yes, that will put them out of range of black for this turn, but we should be able to get the extra damage off our board, so we should be able to win the game here. Pretty comfortably, honestly. I was a little concerned to start with, but it's going to look good. Oh, sorry, I forgot they played an amulet. I always got to remember Guardsworn's effect. Not that it's a big issue, I mean, we're buying plenty of time. It's just going to draw out a game a little bit longer. Take up a little bit of extra time.
This holy fragment. Black is perfect on you.
March with the pride of the Red Branch.
Alright, and all that's gone. We've got exactly 3 on board.
I must
that ends that one. These do always take quite a while. No surprise there.
Why are you seeking liberation?
I seek liberation because of pain and sadness. All that there is causes the people to suffer.
And you think you'll get rid of that?
I do not know. A part of me is uncertain. In what way should I make my path forward? I simply know that I wish to liberate the people from sorrow.
These are
Poor Eris.
good wishes. They're no impulse. They're the product of her past. They're dangerous. But I'd never condemn them. No one can touch the past. All right.
Why do you ask?
You're lost and confused. You can't take a single step forward. There's no need to restrain you now. I'll tell you one thing. The Keepers go straight for your heart's weakness. My father succumbed to poison. My mother to hunger. There's no hope left in this land.
Wow.
Give me some kind of answer. Gods, grant me power. The power to turn this land around. Your
Poor guy.
past is fodder for the Keepers.
My path.
Find your own way for now. You can choose the wrong path, but I'll be there to stop you. If you're lost and confused, there's still hope. It's better than making mistakes without confusion. Much better. You've cleared up my concerns. Next, I'll look.
Oh, here we go. This where things should get interesting. Steeped in sin. Maybe this will be part of the ones that lead to the sword storyline. Yeah, here we go. Yuwan learns that the land of Sunya is governed by 5 guilds. He happens upon Arisa and Erica, watches a confrontation unfold between them. So it looks like he was spectating that original battle between Aisha and Erica, which is good.
This land's got plentiful water, and it's ruled by a council of 5 guilds. Seems like an odd way to do things, but the people have a peaceful life. Their standard of living is high, and they seem mentally satisfied. Only one thing seems wrong. It's the Guild of Assassins, Counter Solari. They're completely unlike other guilds. They seem connected with the murders in this land. Why kill people? Can professional killers really rule a land? They're this world's most off-putting thing. The most mysterious. Seems right up Nerva's alley.
It's her! Erica! That voice. Erica! Oh good, it's you!
It's them. It's Erica and Arisa. But who's the man?
There's a name people call me, but I don't use it myself.
Get back from Erica, or else I'll... Arisa, please stop. Erica? I won't allow you to turn your bow against this
Damn.
man.
This could get intense. I'd better watch for now. If the situation gets serious, I'll make a move.
Ooh. Ha. Now stay out of my way.
It's time.
What just happened?
That's enough.
I don't even remember that happening in the original battle. Maybe it's just me.
More of this would just aggravate things. That man's frightening.
Oh, this is a new location that I haven't seen before.
Drive to kill. Could he be from Counter Solari?
Could he? Yes. Is he? Definitely.
And that display. It could be with the Assassin's Guild. And why? Why is she with such a dangerous man? I remember what those two feel like. It might be worth giving chase. Ha!
Well, here we go. Count Solari.
3. No, there could still be more. Could the black garments mean they're Counter Solari?
What do you want, Magus?
The Magus Covenant. The Mages Guild. They think I'm from there. In that case, I'm a messenger from the Magus Covenant. I have business with Counter Solari's leader. We need to talk.
Interesting.
Business with us. You. Who are you really?
I didn't think this through. I still gained something. Now I'm sure you're Counter Solari. Circumstances demand I get information about your guild. I'm not hostile. I don't want a battle. If this is what you want, I won't reject the invitation.
Oh, how kind.
That spell. You aren't from Magus, are you?
I'm not. Mages can't use this power anyway. It's a corrupt power from the edge of despair. Now start talking.
Nice. Steeped in sin. Fated. Here we go. This should be the interesting part. Yuwan attempts to obtain information from the fallen Counter Solari assassins, but is ultimately unsuccessfully sets to search for Erica, who has been seen with Counter Solari.
Activate.
Enhance. Fire. It's so predictable.
This sort of thing won't get you anywhere. Ready to talk?
What are you trying to do?
Let's say I'm interested in you. Why do you kill? Why do assassins help govern this land?
We are the true moon, which was hidden by the false sun. This, the people don't know. Not even many guild members know.
I don't have a clue what you're saying.
These aren't facts that can be blurted out to a nameless man. If it means recounting this blood-stained history.
Interesting. We already know that Counter Solari used to be an offshoot of the Blades. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how they got separated and what happened.
True moon? What's any of that mean? I can't tell. But I have a bad feeling.
The pathetic vessel has gone mad. Fate shall reach you, cretin.
Is this just a hunch? Or is it confidence gained from chasing her? I can't tell yet. Anyway, it looks useless to track Counter Solari. The rest are probably just going to be like him. She...
So hunt Erica.
Though, I'll follow her trail for now.
Makes sense.
Could be here. Is she gone? No.
Why are you pursuing Counter Solari?
Very astute.
Answer me. What does Counter Solari mean to you?
I need to know something to get revenge. What about you then? Why are you with Counter Solari?
I'm grateful to you. Grateful to you for giving me the power to rescue the princess. But I don't have any intention of answering that question. It's a...
Arisa's worried about you too. At least as far as I can tell.
It doesn't matter.
Her eyes are like Eris's. The eyes of someone haunted by the past.
I respect your goal, but I have to ask you to stay away from me.
Erica, what do I see in your eyes? Nerva's up to something in this world. Counter Solari, you, they're the keys that'll help us solve this.
The Keeper. Nerva of Purgation?
Yes. She made us leap here, not elsewhere. She's blocking teleportation to other worlds.
You're saying that the Keeper is controlling everything? If she has that much power, then why is she allowing us to live?
I don't know. But that's Nerva. Purgation's in her name. But she's hardly pure. She plots, she manipulates, and she loves it.
Makes sense.
That's incomprehensible. It's unbelievable.
You should help me. Even if it's just information about Counter Solari.
You're pursuing a Keeper in an attempt to destroy her. In that sense, we have the same goal, even if our methods are different. So it might be possible at times for us to join together the same way we did while facing off against Nexus. But the time for that isn't now. We should each be finding our own ways to fulfill that goal.
Oh, come on, Erica.
Respect my methods, and my blade may find its way to your neck.
Even if it's not me? Even if it's Arisa instead?
Yes.
You can't tell me why you're acting together with Counter Solari. And you can't reveal anything about them or yourself either. You won't help me. You won't join me, and you only act for yourself. Anything that becomes an obstacle gets removed.
Jeez.
Even me, and even Arisa.
I'll turn that up just a little bit.
Suppose that's one way to
Sure,
do
that's
it.
fine.
All right, then that's how I'll deal with you. There's something you see in Counter Solari. In the rest of this world, I'm just the same. I'll defeat Nerva. I'll see through what she's trying to do, and I'll grind her to dust.
Yeah, sounds legit.
The end seen by all who reject the Keepers. Eyes filled with the void. The branded mark. The
Huh.
sin of the Cretan.
So that's what that guy is.
Mark
He's been
my
marked.
word, I can't back down. That's what you and I share.
Prepare yourself.
Oh, I've been ready for a long, long time.
Makes it very interesting when you reject a keeper, you get marked in such a way. Oh, another. Is this a new landscape again? I don't remember this one at all. If it is, I actually like it too. I like a lot of the new landscapes.
I act on my own accord.
Alright, we'll dump the hand. Aim for the best draw possible. Unfortunately, these are useless. Going second, I don't mind. This deck actually favors second a little bit, which is one of the few decks that actually does. Not a bad, I guess. I mean, we get a little bit earlier, play on turn 3 instead of playing something on turn 4, but it doesn't really do a lot for us. Nah, okay, this is going to be a rough match for sure. I didn't want this match to take a while, but it might. And it looks like they're starting off with a really nice hand too. Well, at least we got substitution. That's come in handy. As one of these is bound to trade here, which means we can wipe out at least 2 cards. Okay. That's gonna work out. We don't have a 1-drop or anything I can use for destruction, so that kind of sucks. Not that it would be really helpful anyway. So we're definitely taking the harder route here. Not that we really have a choice. Alright, that gave us a chance. That'll allow us to pick up at least a couple kills, which is okay. If I get a decent 2-drop here, I could at least use Destructive Reframe, buy us some time. Here's the new legendary too, okay. Don't mind seeing the new legendary for this battle. Nuts. Wow, can't do much else here. Other than what I'm gonna do here. I was trying to come up with an option. I just can't think of one. Because if I use the Evo in the wrong way, it's gonna really suck.
I usually watch from the nosebleed section.
The march goes on.
Now the fight.
We're gonna take a bit of damage. I just don't have a choice here.
Don't you see?
But we should be able to develop our own board. Fill our hand up at least a little bit. And hopefully set ourselves up. It's definitely a tough matchup.
It won't be long now.
Alright, there's that free Evo. It's a little daunting. At least they're trading.
The march goes on.
Be healed, my heroes.
Like, I can accept a couple of decent trades. It's one of the few things I can do very easily here.
Kids these days have no manners.
I'm a little worried because I can't wipe the entire board here. I can only wipe out part of the board. But it hopefully will buy us a little time.
Don't call me short.
I mean, it stops lethal. For now. I mean, it's only going to buy us this turn, but that's okay. If I play that, I only get 1 point. I'd need to have almost a perfect draw, which just isn't going to be possible.
This song's for you.
No. Alright. If they use that Evo appropriately, or even if they don't, we lose. There's just nothing else I can do.
It all ends here.
Alright. We're going to try that one again.
I'll show you a
I
secret
accept
technique.
defeat.
I really hate losing these too. Like, it really hurts. Considering how aggressive this is, we might take the artifacts instead, which are a much more aggressive deck. That one was much more, obviously, control-based, which is why it's listed as control, but hopefully maybe artifacts will have a much better edge on this.
It's all far, far.
Going second with this deck, on the other hand, not quite as nice. Well, I need to keep a decent early game, so we're going to hold on to it. Some people ask me, why do I play stuff like mechanization before I get Des into my hand? I actually really want to have that potential early game mechanization to get some decent artifacts into my hand early on to really help stack the deck up, as I find that's much more beneficial in the long run than anything else. As waiting for Des, which could be at the end of your hand, is just way, way too late at that point. This is actually decent. We're going to have a fairly decent chance here. I mean, double mentors would hurt, but that would be about it.
You might say I'm a genius.
We're going to have an Evo next turn, so Icarus with an Evo would be nice.
By my frost.
Ooh. I still want the Icarus Evo though.
You might say I'm a genius.
Coming at
I want to hold on to this artifact.
Eureka!
Maybe. Oh, actually, maybe we'll just play them.
our vengeance will yet come.
I mean, they shouldn't have a big board wipe. I mean, if they do, that's going to be disappointing, but they really shouldn't.
Don't get too carried away. Sleep forever.
Fatal Spell Bomb. That's actually good. I can definitely see them taking these out,
This close.
I failed you. Yo!
which I'm actually completely down for, so go for it, mate. Go for it. We'll go for a couple of decent artifact cards,
Counter.
and we'll use that as our attack. Not normally how I like to spend these Evos, but definitely worthwhile. 5 damage to the face. This is going to be a much better matchup for us. Much better.
Sword sweep.
I must rest. It won't be long now.
So they're definitely going to take something out here.
Sword worth crossing.
Yo!
Decided to go for that.
Totally burns.
Which, considering our hand, is actually really good. We can go for 9 damage, we can kill this off, and we can pretty much be set. This is why I like going for the early mechanization, because as you can see, we didn't draw into Des at all, but we did end up with a nice amount of artifacts to really take advantage of with stuff like Hokurabi.
Sweep.
My sword brings hope.
And without their Evo, that's going to be game. So we definitely made up for that last game by having a very quick this game. We might actually continue on with this artifact deck, because I feel like it's going to speed up these matches. But we can always jump between. As I said, I'll list both decks in the description for you guys, so you have options for those, so you can check them out. And we'll continue on with this story.
Why are you covering for Counter Solari? Why go that far?
You'd never be able to understand.
Try me.
Then let me ask something. Why do I have to trust you? Trust everyone else. Our goal might be the same, but our ways of life are different. Our pasts, our futures, everything. Can you imagine the helplessness of those who dirtied their own hands for the crown only to die at the end? And the despair that haunts those that survive?
Jeez.
And is able to find hope despite that? And how I felt when that was stolen from me.
I see.
No, you don't. There's no way that you could understand. My past is with Countess Solari.
Oh dear.
If nothing else, I can trust them more than I can trust you. So leave. I don't want to see you again. Farewell.
Damn, America.
Found your past in the new world. Was that coincidence? Or was it some sort of twisted inevitability?
The pathetic vessel has gone mad. Fate shall reach you, cretin.
She loved playing with people's pasts and futures. It It's too bad about Erica, but I have to keep pursuing Counter Solari. Next comes that man.
You should make things a bit more interesting. Number 7, stories. I wonder if this is a battle chapter. It looks like it because it does say rewards. Usually that means a battle chapter. Oh, I also just accidentally clicked the control deck again, but we'll give it a shot.
You're from another world, like her.
Yes.
And what are you hoping to gain by following me?
I want you to tell me about Counter Solari. That information, it could help me fulfill my purpose.
The Counter Solari are those who live in the shadows. That is all.
We are the true moon, which was hidden by the false sun.
You're the true moon.
You know the thing.
And that's just why I came here.
What's your purpose?
Would you understand if I said keepers? They're the highest ranking beings in this world. Gods of sorts. I want to find them and destroy them. A keeper drew me to this world. I know her well. What she likes and how she toys with people.
And you say that Counter Solari and this keeper are related?
To be clearer, she's interfering with you. Or I think there's a chance she might. I didn't think you'd trust me.
Tisn't that? If you're from another world, placing my trust in you should be easy enough. Our words lurk in the shadows cast by the light of the false sun. They will not reach Isunia citizens, who remain under the light of the false sun.
You mean residents of other worlds are more trustworthy? More than people from this one?
Yeah, but all the same. I'm Counter Solari's marshal. I have to test whether you're worthy of the truth.
Ooh, here we go.
I'm not hostile, but if that's Counter Solari's style, I'll play along.
I am Leod Black.
Leod Black.
New glory for the true moon.
Yuwan Gilfrey, I seek purgation for my revenge.
The storyline's about to heat up. I don't know whether I actually made the right choice against Counter Solari, as it is a swordcraft base, so it might be rough again. But if we notice we're going to be on a severe loss here, we might just take on it and just roll with it. And then I'll make sure I definitely pick artifacts from then on.
A new glory today.
But we might do alright. Who knows, I might surprise myself here.
One heck of an inventor.
So this gives me at least a turn 1 and 2 play. I do love this animated invention. Alright, worthwhile waste of their time. Oh, wind up. That's... it's just better. It's just outright better. I can't pass up the chance to play wind up. And turn 5, we can always play destructive and hazardous together, which is actually going to be decent. If we happen to get a chance to draw into our 4-drop as well, we're actually going to be fairly set up by then. Oh, what does this guy do? I've completely missed what this one does. Demon count. If this follower can be targeted by enemy spells or effects or poke target follower. Ha, simple. It's been a long time since I fought that card. So we'll go with Pure Hearted first. And of course, I happen to draw the only card I actually wanted. So now I can't really afford to waste my puppets because I'm going to take advantage of Omen of Destruction. So it'll probably be next turn, Omen of Destruction, puppet, puppet, puppet. And we'll suicide while we're at it.
Show me how much you worship me.
Now the fight begins.
Alright, destruction in white.
Me or the world? Which is more important?
1, 2 at least.
Not half bad.
Alright, so if they take out both of these, our destruction will actually be playable on turn 6. Okay, and it looks like they're going for it at least, or they're trying to. Which we can actually suicide, so why not? So we can't play black, but we can definitely play the white here. And then we only have to buy a little bit of time, which should be very easy since we have destructions. There we go. And we'll set up a draw. Why not? Won't hurt us. Master Samurai, so just really going for it. It should actually be reasonably easy.
Did you like it?
So the only real problem we run into is our hand size. Which is a little disappointing because we don't really have many options as far as hand size goes. But we can at least clear this board out, set ourselves up nicely, and really be ready for destruction in black. We're just going to have to take a little bit of damage to start with, which is going to really hurt us, but I think we can handle it at this point. Because that is 10 damage, so it's definitely not fun. Not fun at all. Just trying to come up with a way that I could do this that would be effective. That'll be fine, since I can use this. I really didn't want that to go there, but that's gonna have to be where it is after all. If I get a single one of these, it's still not going to be enough, so I have to play black. Alright, that's fine. It didn't really do what I wanted, but, I mean, it's better than nothing at this point. If I had have hit this, at least I could have traded and absorbed some damage. But, I mean, we've pretty much won at this point. All we have to do is hold off a couple turns, which is a lot easier than you'd expect, so why not? While I'm at it, I'll take this out, give us an extra one, and run with it. Why not? Homebound Mercenary, not useful for him. And again, not useful. That's game. So it worked out. Even if it wasn't optimal, it worked. Definitely running a lot longer than I was originally planning for this, but hopefully we won't have a lot to go.
Activate. Enhance. Fire.
Ooh, here we go.
Though you hide your power, it's there, and it's greater than I imagined.
You're hiding yours all the same, Liad. Will you tell me now?
All right. The sword that can't be unsheathed is evidence of the truth. Allow me to explain. This isn't, however, Countess Solari's tale.
Interesting, because that's the sword that the Blade Rights hold.
What? No, this concerns the Guild of Justice. This is the tale of the Order of Blade Rights.
Ooh. These guys interested me originally because at first I thought maybe they were Yuwans, but now I'm starting to think maybe they're Nervas.
Dear messenger from another world, I thought I'd be telling you, not showing you. They are the false sun, the Order of
Blade Rights. So if they're the false sun, oh Jesus. So maybe Countess Solari aren't the evil guys at all. By the looks of it, the Order of Blade Rights have been consorting with the Keeper Nerva. Especially if that relates to Yuwan, which is what we'd assume.
Yes, they're power. There's no mistaking it. They're in
Yeah.
Nerva's clutches.
Wow.
She's toying with people again.
So the Keeper you mentioned.
Yes. She seems to be interfering with the Order of Blade Rights.
Let's take care of these ones first.
Agreed. Is this a lead to Nerva? Or am I playing into her hands? Either way is well enough. She can toy with me all she likes. Her pride will be her downfall.
Wow, so that really spins this whole tale around. I'm glad they left this right up until the end nearly, with the big climax sort of stuff. So it definitely looks like the Blade Rights are going to be the ones that are really going to play into this. Yuwan reveals to Leod that he once sought the power of Keepers in exchange for power, never took everything from him. His power is all that he has left, serving as a reminder of his past sins. Here we go.
That's the last of them.
Yuwan Gelfrey, Before I resume my tale, allow me to ask you one thing. Your power, it's the same as theirs. Why are you able to use it? Is this some kind of deception?
It's just as you say. My power's mostly the same as theirs. It's power I gained from Nerva of Purgation. But this is no deception. She gave me this power. And in exchange, I lost everything. I despise her. There was famine. Countless common people perished. Corruption. The nobility sat atop piles of gold. And conspiracy. My father was poisoned. No rain fell, and the earth grew dry. The taxes drained the people's last drops of blood. Good people died on account of the rulers. My land was forsaken by heaven and earth. I sought to be a king, like my father. No, even greater than him. That's when I made my mistake.
You sought out the Keepers.
Nerva commanded my body. She used her power to begin purgation. I struggled to regain control of myself. But by the time I did, the horizon was all I could see.
Houses, castles, trees.
They were all gone. The hills and valleys vanished. All was as smooth as a ceramic vessel. There was only emptiness. I cursed her. And in return, she sneered at me and vanished. This mark, branded onto me, is a sign of despair. The power I command is proof of my sin.
Your words are true, but I can't trust you until you've really betrayed them. I'll not give you pity, and I doubt you want any. But to put the past to rest, you must bring this to an end with your own hands. Allow me to tell you just one thing. This isn't out of pity. It's out of respect for your past. The Order of Blade Rights and Countess Solari were once one. Moon and sun. Together they were called the Guild of Justice. We will prosper once more. The day is nigh. Be prepared to choose, Yuwan Gilfry. Whether to rise with the moon or sink with the sun.
Damn, I was hoping to learn more about Countess Solari, but I guess that's enough.
The sun and moon were once a pair. And it's not only Countess Solari I need to follow. Not if Liard's telling the truth. The sign of despair. The proof of sin. I was too easy on myself. My power makes me untrustable. That much should be a given.
Definitely interesting. Alright, trickery, number 9. Yuwan attempts to unravel Nerva's plot and how it relates to the Blade Rights, but is interrupted by Nerva herself. She speaks to him once again, ordering him to demonstrate the worth of his life in this world. Wow, that's going to be... wow. That storyline follows where I think we might actually get our first look at Nerva. Otherwise, it may just be another one of those scenes where she talks.
At least as far as I can tell. But has Nerva been pulling their strings? Oh, she'd love to do that. That's too simple. Something doesn't add up. Could it be Countess Solari? Blade Rights and Countess Solari. Those two won't leave my mind.
We will prosper once more. The day is nigh.
Sun and moon. Truths and falsehoods. There lies Nerva's aim.
Fate is unchanging. All action is hollow.
Nerva!
Cretin, thou know it to be absurd, and yet thou struggle.
Answer me, Nerva! What are you trying to set in motion? With Countess Solari and the Order of Blade Rights, are you? It's just like back then. Before you can purge this world, I will destroy you!
Demonstrate the worth of your life in this world.
I'm not the same
Damn.
as I was.
I wanted to actually see Nerva. Would have been a much more climactic battle.
Your life is for nothing else.
Well, considering the guild leaders got sick though, maybe it's possible the Order of Blade Rights leader has been the one who contacted Nerva? Definitely opens up a whole new can of worms.
Are opposites. Learn the difference thus.
definitely piques my interest, this storyline. Much, much more interesting with how many different ties and connections for this world there are. And to have the whole story spun right around that Carnosolari are most likely the good guys. Wow. Don't know how I missed that to begin with, honestly. Thinking about it, if I had have done some kind of in-depth analysis, maybe I would have noticed that that would have made sense. I just guessed because since we hadn't seen Yuwan much, I assumed maybe he was the one who was testing people or something. But at least it's piqued my interest now. Okay. Synthetic Beast looks like it's going to be a good play. Pretty much a perfect line of play, honestly. Put around a artifact card. No, we want that one. So we can go straight for the mechanization play. Since we do have Deus Ex Machina in our hand, this match should actually be reasonably easy. As long as we can make it far enough without losing. So we're going to take 2 of these out. That's for sure. I'm hoping for a decent turn 4 play, but it doesn't look like we're going to pull one. Unless I just play the ancient apparatus with the Hamlin. Don't like it, but it might be my best option. I mean, we are going to be in resonance, so it means we actually get to take advantage of one of the better effects here. But we did end up with this substitution play, so maybe we'll just take that. And we'll still go with the ancient apparatus. So we can, at the start of your turn, put a random artifact card that costs at least 3 play points from your deck into your hand, or artifacts below. Whenever you play an artifact, restore 1. We'll definitely take this one. Since we can actually take advantage of the artifact we're going to get out of this. And here we go, Ancient Amplifier. So it looks like they're going to stack their deck. Nerve-wracking Mail. Sucks, but we have to take that thing out. What a waste of a turn this is going to be. There we go, Radiant Artifact, and another Deus Ex Machina. Don't like using my Evo point this way, but when it's to take this out, I don't mind as much. I'm just more disappointed about how this is actually going to play out. So I could either wipe this board out completely. Actually, we'll just spend this turn, since next turn we can actually just play what we want. This is actually going to be fine. It means we risk taking a little bit of damage, but it's worthwhile. Because we can easily play Hamlin and a couple of Ancients and regain basically all our play points there. Are they gonna... Wow, they're gonna Evo again. Jesus. That's not very good. Definitely a tougher battle for me. But not one we can't win. Don't know whether spending the Evo was really the wise choice, but it's the one I made. It's the one we're going to go with. And I'm going to sacrifice this hand for a decent draw here. Okay. Which costs 1 play point. Oh god, that's dangerous. Wow, this is not going to be good. At least on the bright side, I can start getting some more of these into the deck. I'm going to go for low cost stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my best line of play.
My mission is complete.
God, this is going to suck. Every single 1-drop gets instant storm. Lucky we've seen a lot of artifacts already, so we shouldn't be too worried, but it does put us at risk. Okay. Let's stack the deck a little bit.
set right. Not set to its counter.
So we can throw ourselves out of resonance fairly easy here. Which I'm actually okay with. We can keep stacking the deck a bit with some more cards. I want to use that, but at the same time I don't, so we're not going to go with it yet. We'll just keep stacking the deck a bit. I'll hold on to this hand. This is actually a really decent hand that I could really use the advantage out of right now, so...
Money makes the world go round.
That's going to hurt. Wow. Okay. This is not going to be fun. At least looks like they've used a lot of their cards. We do know one of them is a low-cost artifact, though. So it does get Storm. Whew. That was not a fun time. Okay. The one bonus I at least have is my Ancient Artifact, which I can take full advantage of. Oh, Electromagnetic Rhino or Prime Artifact. Actually, why not? Oh, I suppose I can't use both, can I? Well, I can, it's just not good. Throw some more primes into the deck. And I'll throw down the Rhino. That's because that thing will have a nuts amount of damage on it. So it means it has to be dealt with. Alright, that's looking good. That's looking real good. I was a little concerned, but this is looking promising now. Perfect. I was a little worried, but that draw just gave us lethal. Well, actually, we had it anyway, didn't we? Thanks to the rhinos. Perfect.
I'll never forgive you.
Whew. We should be making a wrap up soon. I just really forgot how long these stories could go.
She's got much more.
Before the power of the source, you dare show your wound. Be branded. Bow down. Fury and sadness.
Nerva!
Emotions intersecting wills.
Why did you let me live? Why are you running away? Why don't you appear before me? Answer me! Now!
Emotions intersecting wills.
I said, why do you let me live?
Emotions intersecting
Desires. Interesting.
Consume one another. Pathetic vessels. Cretinous vessels.
Why, damn it, why? Why does she always... Why do you want to toy with me? Nerva! Nerva! Damn you, Nerva!
She is a nuts. Alright, the other one. Chapter 10. Yuwan encourages a gravely injured Titular assassin who perishes in front of his eyes. Affirming Nerva's involvement with the assassin's plight, he resolves to make her pay. To make her pay.
Witlessness wins thee thy scar. Witlessness wins thee thy mark. A vessel needs no will. Obey. Abandon thy will before the power of the keepers. Inadequate. Worthless. Inept. Agony shall indeed be thy fate. In the life that awaits, pain shall be ever with thee. In the path that...
I've been through several worlds. I've heard her voice time and again. She mocks. She toys. She makes a show of being able to use purgation anytime. Nerva, you want to show that you're in charge, that you're above any of us, but you don't know. You don't know a thing. When you ridicule me, you're bringing this nearer to an end. Go ahead and fan my flames of hate. The day when they'll consume you is near.
Interesting.
The fault. Are you okay? Son, you're really hurt. Don't speak.
Shall not rise.
Enough! I said that's enough.
The Rancor. The battle between moon and sun will now.
Was this the Order of Blade Rights? Was it Nerva manipulating them? Do people's lives really mean so? This is intolerable. What are you trying to accomplish like this?
The Order of Blade Rights and Countess Solari were once one. Moon and sun. Together they were called the Guild of Justice. We will prosper once more.
The Rancor. The battle between moon and sun.
The two were one, but broke apart. A long chain of events. The battle of sun and moon. Is that what you're after? Something pulled apart the Blade Rights and Counter Solari. Since then, they've been at each other's throats. She dug her claws in and made it worse. Manipulated the Blade Rights and made them attack Counter Solari.
I definitely got to give Shadowverse props for making a compelling story.
Destroys the land's balance and then throws us right. Don't mess with me. Don't mess with me anymore, Nerva. You can hear me, can't you? I know you're there. This world has no sin. If I'm an eyesore, then use purgation. Act against me, again and again and again. You pull living creatures into your plans.
Oh, you pissed off Nerva.
And you treat them like objects. Like this. Forgive me. Promise you. Promise I'll make the one who's toying with you pay.
At least this will be a very generic battle.
How can you toy with people?
Beseech her.
It really didn't expand much of the story for that whole section. A little disappointing. I would have liked to see more, but hopefully after this battle it adds something more. Otherwise it'll be a very lackluster chapter 10. Not that that's a big problem, it's just a little disappointing. And 90% of the time I definitely take that more aggressive route with this deck for sure. Sometimes I'll go with the defensive one, but it's really not as necessary. Another mechanization, I also got this, which would be decent play honestly. Although Magister Lion is fairly good, and it does counter this fairly nicely. This time we'll take those two. Definitely want Radiance in our deck, but I think having a good spread, especially with acceleration in our hand, it's going to be fine. I'll take the Icarus right now. I know I'm going to use Evo Icarus next turn anyway, so I just hope for a decent draw. Can I get a good draw off this?
Coming at you.
Come on, Icarus. Show me the money. That's actually fairly good. I'll take it. I'll take the risk. Give me what I want. Perfect. I took the risk and it paid off. So now we can wipe the entire board and set ourselves up.
I never got into princess stuff.
Ooh, here we go. Osiris. Giving our follower a last word. Interesting, interesting.
In death.
Yo, it totally burns.
I just wish I had another option here.
You might say I'm a genius.
So I definitely want that. I know this isn't going to be great because if I don't draw the 1-drops, I'm in trouble. The odds of that were high though, so it's definitely the worthwhile risk.
is a sinful red.
There we go. I forgot that thing got a decent last word effect as well for summoning.
My love is a treacherous red.
I must return back to my homeland. Fall.
Yeah, at least we're gonna buy some good time.
Someone awaits my return.
I failed you.
Can't lose here.
We'll take it. Let's see. Come on, draw power.
To its counter.
Perfect. Now we're gonna have a pretty decent started follower left over.
To bear the burden, let's see how you measure.
And we still have the Radiant Artifact, which is really good.
Let's speed things up.
Alright, Quick Blade is not really an issue yet. Summoning a Ghost, also not a big issue, so... The 4/4's not great, but if we can do 6 to the face, I think I can accept that. Or we can just use this Radiant Artifact to trade. I mean, it will set up the Synthetic Beast, which is actually not a bad option. I mean, it also gets to keep our 6/3 around, so why not? Alright, not as good.
Join me on a musical journey.
What do I want to go with here? Probably the Icarus as well.
On a musical journey.
So that's 3, and this will round out our board nicely. Setting a nice couple of draws up here. Making it real hard to just win. So it's either, yeah, Necromancy 5, Reanimate 3, and Reanimate 1. Definitely powerful.
I'm coming for you.
Looks like this should be our win though.
Let's see how you measure.
Perfect. Didn't even need to worry about the Prime Artifact. I really do love using this deck, gotta say. At least the story should be wrapping up now. Chapter 11 is usually, I think, storyline, and then 12's the final. I think.
$1 since we last fought. Why let up now? What for? Are they mocking my suffering?
The pathetic vessel has gone mad.
So Nerva's not the only enemy, is she?
The vessel and the source are opposites. Learn
Interesting.
the difference thus.
There are others who were once vessels.
Consume one another. Pathetic vessels. Cretinous vessels.
Others who can use Nerva's power. They're out there.
Chapter 11, Retribution. Yes, this is just storyline. With too many things still uncertain, Yuwan is unable to determine who is the other vessel is. He suddenly hears a deafening explosion, the battle begins, and Blade Right and Castellari has begun. That's where it's going to get interesting after Sword storyline, so can't wait.
Power. Vessels like me, their existence would explain Nerva's words and her aims. So who are they? The people who want the Order of Blade Rights and counter Solari to battle. The members, for example, or the people of this land who prefer conflict to prosperity. There's no guessing as things stand now. Too much is uncertain. I'm only sure of one thing. I have to slay the other vessel.
Oh, that's exactly what Nova wants, though.
Who they are. And it doesn't matter why they're acting this way. I can't allow the Keepers to... What's that sound? Has it begun? A battle between sun and moon. Between the Order of Blade Rights and counter Solari. It's not too late. Not yet. The last world couldn't be liberated from Nexus. Power of Serenity made all activity cease. I caused them this agony. And now, I'll relieve it. Listen, Nerva. And you vessels she's manipulating. I will slay you. And I will liberate this world. My revenge lies there. Despair and sin are marked on me. This is all I can do.
Nice. Ah, so that did finish up Chapter 11. Obviously, Chapter 12, obviously, not being a part of those ones, after all. I always forget because it's always a pretty good leap of time between each one, usually 2-ish months between each chapter, so pretty nuts. Definitely we'll probably see Sword with the coming expansion, if not slightly sooner. I definitely reckon it will be around the expansion, though they like to hype those up, so that'll be awesome. This has opened a lot of doors. Maybe in the future, especially once Guild Wars is starting to kind of wrap up, I think, I'd love to go back and cover some of the old stuff and probably build some kind of timeline of events with just important events going along in a timeline. That'd be a lot of fun, so hopefully if you guys did stick around, you enjoyed Yuwan, maybe put Portal is OP in the comments or something so I know you made it right to the end. And until next time, see ya. Thanks for coming.